Welcome to Thursday of the Passion Week. It's the day of real preparation for our Lord's crucifixion. And so on Thursday, two of the disciples are tasked with preparing for the Passover meal. It starts by Jesus sending them on a cryptic mission. He says, go into the city and there you will find a man carrying a pitcher of water. Follow him and then tell the person that the Lord needs the house. And either this was in Jesus' omniscience or it was a carefully prearranged plan, but either way, this provided a place where Jesus and his disciples could celebrate the Passover together. And why it had to be done cryptically was to hide it from Judas. Remember, Judas on Wednesday had arranged that he was going to betray Jesus, and he was looking for a time when they would be alone. The Passover meal would have been a great opportunity if he had known where they were going to celebrate it. But our Lord intentionally kept that information from Judas because he wanted to spend that time with his disciples out of his love for them, to prepare them. And so Peter and John leave. Everything unfolds exactly as Jesus described, and they make preparation. That afternoon, they would have taken the lamb to the temple, and there they would have been given a knife near the altar. They'd have been given a knife to kill the lamb. One of them would have slit the throat of the lamb. Its blood would have been caught by the priest in a basin, and then the priest would have thrown the blood against the altar. The lamb would have been butchered. The parts that were supposed to have been would have been burned, and then the carcass would have been returned to Peter and John to take to cook for the Passover meal. So they would have gone then to the house that they have already now, at our Lord's direction, arranged. They would have made all the necessary preparations the rest of that afternoon, and then that evening, Jesus and the other disciples arrive, and the events of the Last Supper unfold. And you're going to read all about that. You're going to read the wonderful discourse of our Lord. Don't miss the fact that all of this was driven by our Lord's love for his disciples, to equip them, to prepare them, to comfort them. You see the heart of our Lord for all of us as you see his heart for them. It's the same for us today as it was for them. As part of the Last Supper, of course, Judas leaves to go and betray Jesus. He knows now that they're going to go to the Garden of Gethsemane. That's the perfect place for him to lead the soldiers, for Jesus to be arrested. So he departs. Jesus talks to his own, prepares the other 11 for what's coming, and institutes the Lord's table as part of all of that. In addition then, of course, after singing a hymn, they depart, they go to Gethsemane, and there the events of Gethsemane unfold with Jesus pouring out his heart to the Father and anticipating what's coming. The disciples, you remember, sleep because of sadness, because of the events of the day, because of all Jesus has just told them. And our Lord continues to care for them as he even pours out his own soul, as he anticipates the separation that's coming between him and the Father. Don't misunderstand what happens with Jesus praying for the cup to pass. He's not praying for the physical suffering to pass. Many martyrs have faced physical suffering with courage and bravery, as Jesus did himself. Rather, he recognizes that he's going to face the cup of the wrath of God. He's going to be separated as a human being, his human nature, that's always known that fellowship with the Father for 33 years is going to be separated, and he's going to experience God's wrath for you and me. This is one of the most remarkable days in our Lord's life. Enjoy reading about it, and remember his profound love for us who are his own.